Did you know the current chairman of the FCC rolled back rules put in place to protect our browsing history from being sold by internet service providers? Welcome to the Liberal Conservative. I'm Rob Carey, and in this video, I will discuss the FCC Resolution 34 and how this may impact us. On April 3rd, 2017, President Trump signed SJ Res 34 into law. This resolution ended rules put in place by former FCC Chairman Tom Wheeler. These rules required ISPs, internet service providers, to ask you for your permission before they collected certain personal information. ISPs like Verizon, Comcast, and Time Warner argued that the FCC rules prevented them from competing against companies like Google and Facebook for targeted ad revenue. For those of you that may not know, targeted ads are what you see on web pages displaying products you may have looked up recently. For example, you visited a car manufacturer's webpage, you log into your Facebook account, and you see an ad displayed from that same car manufacturer. Under the new law, ISPs are not allowed to sell your browsing history with personal identifiers attached to them. So they may not hand over your browsing history with your name, address, and social security number, but they will have your location and all your internet searches. Some argue that this is already being done by Google and Facebook, so why shouldn't ISPs? The difference is we all have a choice whether to use Google, Facebook services. If the end user is not comfortable with their information and location being collected, they can opt out by simply not using the service. It pertains to ISPs, there really isn't an option. Of course, you can attempt to go off grid, but that's not viable for most of us. Our lives require us to be connected in some way, whether it's looking up directions to a restaurant or researching a new medication. All this information will be up for grabs. Essentially, ISPs will be receiving money from their customers for broadband or wireless service, then selling the browsing history of those customers to third parties for added revenue. Some of you watching this video may be thinking to yourself, what's the big deal? Well, ISPs are essentially gatekeepers. They provide the doorway for us to the connected world. We use their services for nearly everything we do on our smartphones, and more people are cutting the cord from cable television and using video on demand services like Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime. For ISP, this is a treasure trove of valuable information for them to potentially sell. What if one day you receive a letter from your ISP informing you that they changed their privacy rules? They will now provide your browsing history to third-party marketing firms. If you would like to opt out of this, you have to pay $30 additional a month for service. This is a hypothetical example, but it's possible. If you think ISPs wouldn't hold your data hostage, just do a quick YouTube search for customers trying to cancel cable service to get an idea of who you're dealing with. One very important detail about this resolution is the way that the law was passed. They use a tool called Congressional Review Act, or CRA. It's used to repeal federal regulations with simple majority rule vote. What makes this important is once regulations are repealed through a CRA, federal agencies are prohibited from ever making similar rules again. So in the future, the FCC can never write a rule stopping ISPs from selling your browsing history. Verizon, Comcast, and AT&T have released brief statements stating that they do not intend on selling personal web browsing history. Both Verizon and AT&T already sell non-personal identifiable information according to their advertising policies. Only time will tell if ISPs will continue to protect our browsing history or choose to go for bigger profits. In this video description below, I posted a few links for those interested. Feel free to leave a comment below. I'm Rob Carey, and thanks for watching.